Live from the Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. This is the YouTube channel vlog show in which video games, flash game show gameplays, along with sports and wrestling news are the norm. This is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, good times, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here's the host of the show, the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, for that lovely intro. Well, hello there, everyone. Once again, you're watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. I am the host and perpetrator of the shenanigans, Eric Lima, here in my Big Beefy Man Cave here. What's going on, everybody? I hope you all having a wonderful, blessed day. It's a blessed, lovely Saturday. Once again, Saturday on the brain. There we go. The me and words as of late has not been. It's like, I don't know. However, that's right. And when you say however, I mean however. That's right. This is a lovely Friday afternoon, November the 4th, 2022. 67 degrees and bright and sunny out. It's supposed to be up in the low 70s all weekend long. So what a great way to start November, right? You know. And it's 3:49 p.m. As you know, last night, on the last episode, last episode, I talked about what's going to happen, my picks and predictions for Crown Jewel. And now, we're going to talk about what happened on Impact last night, and watching Impact today. It's a good thing you have a site that you can watch wrestling events and something like that. It's really, really cool. Anyways, the exhibition tournament in the first round. Now, they had one before the Impact. PJ Black defeated Yuya Uemura, and he's going to be in the semifinals against Black Taurus in the left side of the bracket. Right side of the bracket, you got Trey Miguel, who moved on and in the tournament against Alan Angels. And it seems to me that there's only one spot left. Kenny King and Mike Bailey. These two went at it. Great matchup indeed. And Mike Bailey ended up being the victor in that matchup. So, it seems like to me the Honor No More breakup hangover has affected Kenny King and probably affected his game. A little bit more on that as Mike Bailey does advance against Trey Miguel. That means the winner of the PJ Black Taurus matchup, Battle of Black Taurus, PJ Black. You got Trey Miguel and Mike Bailey. Whoever wins those two matches will face each other in the exhibition title tournament final at Overdrive. Josh Alexander was talking to Motor City Machine Guns about the Aussie Open and how good the Aussie Open is. That would be Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher. But they also but Motor City Machine Guns also warned him about Bully Ray. You gotta remember now, Bully Ray has got that Call Your Shot trophy. You can cash that sucker in at any time. So, but who knows? Could Bully Ray find a new group to be in charge of? Could he be looking to what does Bullet Club have to do with Bully Ray's situation? Will we see Bully Ray head a new member of the Bullet Club? I don't know. We don't know what goes in that Bully Ray's mind, because I'm just thinking about flashbacks to Aces and Eights. Josh Alexander was handing people pictures of her, and then she started handing Vex pictures. But then they had enough, and then Giselle saw, you know what, I don't need you, we're leaving, hey, we're breaking up with you. And then both Vex were talking about the concentration of trying to retire Mickie James. That's the goal. Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans decided to issue an open challenge, and Jessica of the Death Dolls, cause I'm sick, decided to answer the call. And Jessica and Savannah Evans went one-on-one. And Savannah Evans, despite the fact that Tasha, that Taya Valkyrie and Rosemary took care of Tasha Steelz, ends up winning the matchup. What leads to a Knockouts World Tag Team Championship matchup as Death Dolls will put those titles on the line against Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans. Kelly had a promo and then encounters two women. One of them named Sandra, and she goes fresh meat and walked away. don't know what she meant by that. Eddie Edwards was waiting for PCO at in the Vegas desert. He believes that PCO is responsible for the downfall of Honor No More. Steve Maclin was complaining about everybody jumping the line ahead of him to get his title shot against Josh Alexander. He says he's sick and tired of waiting. He's going to be taking. And then the major players talking about challenging Heath and Rhino at Overdrive for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. But then when Brian Myers says he's not going to say his name again, and then Joe Hendry appears out of a refrigerator. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. And then Joe Hendry was addressing Brian Myers and the Digital Media Championship. So it looks like Joe Hendry will be challenging Brian Myers next week for the Digital Media title. Let's see what happens there. And Eddie Edwards, PCO arrived at the desert where Eddie Edwards was, and they started fighting and beating the crap out of each other. But then Eddie Edwards hits PCO in a shovel and buries him alive. And then Taylor Wilde talks to Mickie James about Mickie James' career at a head here, and and then Mickie James is going to face Chelsea Green probably sometime next week. But Taylor Wilde goes, she volunteered to be in the corner of Mickie James to keep an eye on Deonna Purrazzo, but Mickie James says, I got to do this by myself. And so Taylor Wilde goes, I respect that. I'll see you on the other side. And this is the first time battle against two of the most psychotic wrestlers in Impact Wrestling today. Sami Callihan, who's always been a crazy dude, had a group called OVE, Ohio versus Everything. Thumbs up, thumbs down. And he's taken on the most recent psychotic individual, that would be Mr. Eric Young, who's once the leader of Insanity in the WWE, but now back in Impact leading Violent by Design. But here's the thing. Violent by Design is regrouping, so to speak. I'll explain. These two went at it. I mean, these guys will do everything they can to try to beat the crap out of each other. But then all of a sudden, in the end, the yellow hooded, the Army of Violence, as it's called, surrounded the ring. And then they got in the ring and they started attacking Sami Callihan. Referee rang the bell, earning Callihan a disqualification victory over Eric Young because of the interference by the Army of Violence. But then, as they finished pummeling Sami Callihan, Deaner pulled two hooded members of the Army of Violence, and he said, "Show yourselves." The smaller guy on the left was Alan Angels. The big guy on the right was Big Con, a.k.a. Connor of the Ascension. That's right. Both Alan Angels and Big Con have joined Violent by Design. And this is their symbol right here. So it seems like Violent by Design, when Joe Doring went off and is battling cancer once again, and I'm sure we're all rooting for Joe Doring to come back stronger than ever and beating this thing again. Looks like Eric Young had a contingency plan just in case. And Big Con and Alan Angels. And it seems like to me Alan Angels gone to a darker side than the Dark Order. Very interesting to see how this develops. And sometimes Impact and AEW usually work together. Jordynne Grace was in her was going to her locker room, and then she opened it up and says, "I got to get a lock." It looks like Hy Vidal is chosen to be Giselle Shaw's like content creator and advisor and all, and fashion designer and all that. And Hy Vidal says that he wants to Giselle wants to capture like what's going to happen, and it had a picture of Giselle holding the title, and then Jordynne Grace slams Vidal on the couch, puts her foot on his neck, saying, "I'm going to show her what happens when you mess with me," and all that. They'll send a message and get everything out of there. And she was ticked off. Giselle Shaw, sweetheart, you just made the biggest mistake of your life, girl. Whatever. So, Ace Austin went one-on-one with Moose. Heck of a matchup. Then Bully Ray appears at ringside, distracting Moose. Austin takes advantage of the situation, pins Moose for the victory. And Bully Ray appearing at ringside, not Bully. And then while Tom Hannafin and Master Raywell was going over what's going to happen at Overdrive, Giselle Shaw interrupts, hands them both pictures. Tom Hannafin tosses the picture aside and said, nope. Right from Raywell, well, thank you. You're so sweet. And all that. Then Josh Alexander and Frankie Kazarian took on Aussie Open. That will be Kyle Fletcher and Mark Dunkzilla Davis. And Josh Alexander and Frankie Kazarian win the matchup. That's the huge main event for Impact Wrestling. That's all the time we have on the show. Episode 133 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977 tonight will be the final SmackDown before Crown Jewel. What's going to happen then? We don't know. Until then, until that episode happens, please, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, tour for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Sweet Bumbling Bofo Raver Telepictures and Distribution. See you next episode, and have a very blessed day.